I want to give you guys some XDC news. This is pretty good. It comes from crypto.news, posted yesterday. XDC network surpasses Polkadot in total value locked on CoinMarketCap. Now, remember when I said a while back, actually, was it yesterday, many weeks ago, consistently, though, at least once a week, I feel as though I got to mention that with sideways consolidation, watch out for XDC to blow up huge out of nowhere. Is this furthermore proving that particular point? Not quite, but listen to what it has to say. So it says blockchain platforms are pioneers, as we know, in creating and managing an array of Web3 functions. The industry consists of, so on and so forth. We get some of that. But when it comes to XDC specifically, it says that they're a network platform that's popular for its features, surpassed Cadena. I didn't know that. I didn't know they surpassed Cadena. But listen to this: Polkadot, VeChain, and Cosmos in total value locked, according to stats from CMC. And I get it. Sometimes people say, well, that's CMC. Now, it says TVL is a metric used to evaluate, as we know, the potential and overall health of a specific project. XDC network combines decentralization, high-speed transactions, near zero fees. Very, very true, right? It's literally the price of a Shiba Inu token, okay? On the CMC, XDC is ranked 91st in total value locked, above Litecoin and Polkadot. Now, why is this significant? Well, like an enthusiast has pointed out right here in his particular tweet, it's not always the price that defines the value of a project. And this is the key area that I want you guys to take away in regards to all this, right? So again, it's not always the price that defines the value of project. Rather, do your research and conclude. Henceforth, he contends that users should not blindly judge the value of a platform solely based on price. If you're basing everything on XDC at, it's under 3 cents and this thing's garbage, oh boy, it's the saying goes, I have a bridge to sell you. The real potential might be concealed by its features and its value it adds to the community, its blockchain, its ecosystem, its use case, what they're doing in trade sectors and so on. Military grade technology. How about this? Metablocks. Have you checked out that particular metaverse? Because if you're into metaverse, oh my goodness, it's based off of real world locations. The one they have going on right now is in beta. It's in Paris, France. They have the Eiffel Tower and so on. It is huge. And by the way, with up to support for 300,000 users on that particular platform. And by the way, in the future, they're doing other cities like New York, if I'm not mistaken, London, so on, right? So think about this. If you ever play certain MMO RPGs like World of Warcraft and so on, those particular games have support with what, like 50,000 per server? Metablocks from XDC, 300,000. That's huge. All these other particular metaverse platforms, why aren't more people paying more attention to XDC? And that's just the tip of the iceberg. XDC network at 91 in terms of total value locked out of 176 projects on CMC, way better than VeChain, Internet Computer, Cadena, Cosmos, Polkadot, Litecoin, etc. Do more your own reset, change your mindset. Look at this. Fastest growing blockchain on top of that, networks. The blockchain industry is one of the active and fastest growing technologies in building the future of digital infrastructure. According to statistics, global blockchain technology is expected to increase at a CAGR of 85.9% from 2022 to 2030. So all this talk and all this FUD that we're never going to get past some of the particular levels that we were at. If that was the case, you really believe for a moment's notice that some of these elites, if you will, putting all this money to build and be partnered. I know this is XDC, but let's throw in Hedera, right? To build a green platform or algo, right? Look at all those particular partnerships. Heck, even with Casper, right? The whole point is, if the numbers of what you see here were, as the mainstream would say, oh, well, we're only at, 5% adoption here in the United States. Okay, what about the rest of the world? Because everything is going green, whether you like it or not, right? I get the whole thing about people don't like the idea of carbon credits and stuff. Hey, guys, let's be real. That's a real thing. And it's going to be here sooner than we think. I'm preparing for it. And if anything, I'm positioning myself in these particular cryptos, Hedera XDC, you name it, which has a broader understanding of what they bring to the table. I'm gonna buy it at these particular levels. I'm not gonna focus on like, oh, it's only under 3 cents. No, the accumulation phase. I talked about this in the bull run thesis. We are in the accumulation phase, whether people want to accept that or not. And I don't understand it's not a popular thing as a content creator. Oh, yeah, I could easily hop on the bandwagon with all the other content creators saying, no, Max, we are not in a bull market. No, Max, you better hop on with the general consensus of people, or otherwise your channel is going to get wrecked. My thing is this: I take more of my own deep dives. I provide data. I base things off of data, not emotions. Shout out to Mike Cornwell. Numbers don't have emotions. He put it out, right? But I try to back it up with some actual detailed statistics in regards to that. And don't get me wrong, black swan events can happen in a bull run. They can happen in a bear market, whatever the case be. That is true. But again, 85.9% from 2022 to 23, that is huge. Absolutely huge. When people talk about utility runs and what ones have solid utility and what ones will survive, you know, the crash of 99% of all crypto going away. This is the perfect example of what they're talking about. It says, meanwhile, by 2026, the blockchain market will be valued at $67.4 billion as security and easy access to financial instruments enhance blockchain adoption. We all want adoption. The XDC community relies on the platform's optimized mechanism for addressing scalability, operational integrity, and interoperability challenges. With this, it aims gradually to draw more users and increases total value locked. Here's some more particular statistics in regards to that. So I'll get further down to it. It says over 7 days, the increased percentage of money locked up in the ecosystem have put them on our particular radar. Of course, you know, here's some various ones, not just XDC, right? According to Gen X Analytics, a platform that shares crypto markets data insights measuring total value locked metrics for the last week is Stars, XLM, Kava. My buddy is into Kava. Shout out to Aaron Fox, aka Foxman. If you happen to be watching on your lunch break, I miss you, man. I hope you're doing well. Our leading was 67%, 66%, and 63% increases respectively. Did you know that following that, XDC is 12% high in terms of total value locked metrics? There's a reason why I keep mentioning on this particular show that do not sleep on XDC. Am I just saying it because I have XDC, or am I just saying it because, you know, I recognize that Salamander has 1.5 million of these? It's just a popular thing to say because we get a decent amount of people watching us. No, I say it because we got to look at some of the particular stats. If you see this thing continue to trade sideways, and we have, and you consistently see things like this, right? Look what it mentions. This illustrates the efficiency, or I'm not even pronouncing that right, sorry, and development of XDC in the sector, further pointing to its potential. Tons of potential. It's a perfect example of what the guy who stands at the ticket booth for, you know, a lowball it, and this is lowballing, $20 in XDC. He stands with the herd. He stands with the sheep at $20 in XDC. But you and I at 3 cents in XDC to get that generational wealth, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Big stuff going on with XDC. Glad to share it with you guys. Know I got a little heated in regards to that. I want to give you just a tad bit more before we kick it back into the comments, because when it comes to XDC, it's absolutely huge. Here's the next particular statement. If you're just tuning in, you better darn well smash that the freaking like button. Anyway, I want to show you guys this real quick. I know we lost quite a few people, but you know what? It's okay. So it says digital globe trade, cross-border and correspondent banking traffic will move to ISO 222 starting March 2023. I don't know if it's somebody like Mike Cornwell or Brian Dower, whoever gave me this. That's beyond the point. I do thank you guys. Maybe I found this on my own. I thought it was huge. But look at this. Look forward to XDC's listing on Binance after March. That simply makes sense. Why does that make sense? Let's blow this up. I guess that's the biggest it goes. So it says schedule for standards MT release 2023. This timeline gives a full development and implementation schedule for the FIN standards for 2023. Please note that the MT payments domain, no change requests were received, as traffic for cross-border and correspondent banking will move from Swift MTs, to ISO 222 starting March 2023. We're basically in it. We're talking about, roughly on March 20th, March 22nd, right? In that particular range, till November 2025. And that has been consistent, right? Using usage guidelines provided by cross-border payments, so on and so forth. We, of course, talk about the whole thing of how big the R3 quarter thing is. But look at this. July 22nd of 2022, high-level information on standards MT release 2023. Summary of change requests received for SR 2023. Change requests are not yet approved and some may be declined, but that doesn't matter because of what you see right here. Well, actually, I'm going to blow that up a little bit bigger. Here we go. Here we go. See, I have my little workarounds. So you see this huge thing with R3 Corda, and I want to just draw more emphasis to this because I mean this is one of the most overlooked for whatever reason. I mean, some content creators do a really good job covering it. Some of you guys understand it, but for you guys that are on the fence and not understanding how big R3 is, earlier in the particular show we highlighted some of this. Right, shout out to Quant Papa for doing that whole thing with Quant. Right, and then R3 and XDC and so on. But look at it, for instance, R3 quarter bridge. You may think, well, this is not that big of a deal. Are you kidding me? It's a huge, huge deal. So you have multiple core dApps allowed per Corda node. You understand what you have here, how it jumps over to the Corda dApps distributed applications, right? And even here from the XDC, the R3 Corda bridge, you have optional instant settlement mechanism on Corda. Optional. But it's instant. As you see on Corda DLT, and you see what is basically here, right? You want to talk about some of the logistics platforms and, the supply chain and banking and, hence trade finance and so on. Look where it breaks down to, right? DTCC plus R3 Project Ion enables DTCC and Swift with ISO 222 standards on Corda and accelerate instant settlement possibility. We talk about the Ripple connection. We always put a lot of focus on R3 because that's massive, right? But, we do need to also mention the whole thing of getting plugged into SBI Holdings, even SBI Ripple Asia. You see that particular connections there. Obviously, with the CBDCs from R3 to a CBDC to the Bank of International Settlements. Yeah, sorry. Hate to burst your bubble, but guess what? It's not just Cypherium. I'm not flooding Cypherium. I just want to throw that out there because let's face it. I mean, some people are trying to set their own narrative when it comes to this. So it says R3 provides a ready-made network to integrate programmable money that can interoperate with currencies across different central bank networks. What networks? Some of the ones you see even right here. How do we know that? You got the Banque de France. You got some of these other ones. Project Dunbar. How many times have you heard Crypto Lulu talk about Project Dunbar? Right? Helvetia. Some of these other ones, right? We're not fans, of course, for the most part, Solana, but it's there. You have some of the other ones from legacy systems, ERC20 plus EVM smart contracts, and hence why I may go all out on Polygon because I understand how huge it's going to be when it comes to some of the connections they have with some of the legacy systems. All right, so I just wanted to show you guys that. I mean, I thought it was huge news. Maybe some people don't think it's as big as it should be, but I thought it was. And if anything, there's one last thing, and of course, it says the Binance listing for XTCs is expected. It's debatable. We'll get more into that on. I'm glad to share that with you guys.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you have not yet subscribed, do yourself a favor and subscribe for more information on the ISO 222 compliant tokens, and hit the notification bell to make sure that you are aware of the new videos when they come up. Max and I cover these ISOs, and we also have a live show every single night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you tune in for that. You won't want to miss it. Thanks again, and we will see you on the next video.